this one's live on the show. We found someone that likes us enough to come on live at 1 o'clock and be on the show, uh, live on the air. And it is someone that's a little bit used to being live on YSN, Mr. Britton Taylor, head coach of the now Howland Tigers. Britton, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today, bud.
No problem, Anthony. Thanks for having me.
You got us. Well, first and foremost, congratulations on getting this Howland Tigers job and being able to have this exciting new chapter in your career and your long coaching career that I know has spanned many different organizations and teams. Coach, what drew you to Howland? What made you so excited to jump on board with this Howland baseball team?
Well, Anthony, I live in Howland. I've been in Howland now for about 15, 16 years, maybe longer. And I kind of feel like it's my home. I'm originally from Central PA, but Howland has kind of been like my home away from home. And when the job opportunity came up, and I know obviously know a lot of people, I know a lot of the kids, and actually really feel like it's kind of a dream job. The field, I can see the field from my front window, and it's been I just really excited to be a part of the program and the school system.
So what were some of the emotions that went through your head when it got cleared and you did get the job and you knew that, this challenge, this opportunity was going to be right in front of you?
Well, I got a chance to work with the Gennari brothers over in Niles, and um, who I can't say, Mike has been in a sense kind of a mentor of mine, and I've gotten to work with him and him and his brother, and Mike has always told me, said to me, we always wish, Howland has always had a huge talent pool. They've always had a lot of really good players to choose from, and they've always had that advantage. And if we could have only had that same situation. And he was one of the first persons to congratulate me and say you guys are going to have a great program. But just want to give a shout out to those guys. Those guys have always done things right there in Niles. They're absolutely awesome.
Let's talk about your roster and the kids that you're going to bring on to this spring sports season. Let's hear it. Who are the kids that Howland fans need to watch and need to be ready for coming into this new baseball season?
Well, first and foremost, our seniors. We have two seniors, Brendan Ray and Anthony Marin Petrie. Brendan is just a great individual. He committed to Hiram, so he's going to be at Hiram here next year. He's a great left-handed pitcher and a very good first baseman, and actually absolutely excellent at the plate. Junior-wise, we have Dom Santee at third base. Dom is an absolute dog, plays hard, gives you everything he's got, power hitter. We got Luca Franzaglio, middle infielder. Luca, same thing. He's one of these kids who just plays hard, and he's actually been a joy to watch so far this spring. And and then behind the plate is a catcher, another junior for us, Aiden Anders, who's been a real nice surprise for me. I really think you're only as good as your catcher, and Aiden has been phenomenal so far from what I've seen. And then, we're a young team, so we've got a ton of sophomores and freshmen. Bodie Biggins, a sophomore, Keaton Perry, still a whole bunch, and then a ton of really good freshmen who are going to get a lot of playing time this year. One of them, you're going to hear his name for years to come, Braden Kavarik. Braden is absolutely fantastic for his age. Great hitter, good fielder, good pitcher. Terry Warner, Richie Ansel, Isaiah Burgess, another good, and Santino Minetti. Some really good freshmen. Another sophomore I left out, Stephen Boubon, who's going to really be influential for us this year on the mound as well.
Want to take time to talk about Brendan Ray a little bit because we know that kid so well. Obviously, he's been to back-to-back YSN All-Star games. We see him a lot in Class B baseball. He's on YSN quite a bit. What's it mean to have a senior like that in the first year as a head coach, someone that makes it really easy to buy into what you're selling and buy into the culture that you want to bring into Howland? and to really make that transition real smooth with a senior class with him and the other seniors on the team?
Well, fortunately for me, I knew Brendan. I had coached JVs at Howland. I think it was 21 when Brendan was a freshman, and got to work with him and Anthony, and just a great group of kids. Um, Anytime you're coming into a young program, you want to focus on, um, you really want to focus on discipline. You want to focus on, creating, in a sense, you want to just create that situation in the program. And Brendan is a great leader and a great individual. I mean, just a great group of kids. I can't say enough good things about him. Um, Obviously, besides his play, he's National Honor Society. He's just a smart kid and a great individual. Just very excited to be there for his senior year.
Let's talk about your schedule now. We'll start with the conference, and obviously, you just joined the AAC that is loaded with not just really good talent on the field, but really good coaches. You've joined a really good coaching room with Coach Gabriel from Boardman, obviously Coach Niddle from Canfield as well, Coach Paris from Fitch. All great guys in this room. What are you expecting out of the AAC this year? What do you want to get out of it from Howland?
Well, I expect that conference is always tough. Fitch, Boardman, Canfield, always obviously can't say enough about those baseball programs. And you know, uh, I expect, for us, and even Warren sometimes. Warren's got some good games. Uh, I expect Austintown and Canfield obviously to be really good again this year. I'm sure Boardman's going to make a good run too. Our goal as far as the conference is to just do the best we can, and hopefully by the end of the season, we're not at the top, we're close to the top.
When you're in a conference like that, some people would say, well, that season's hard enough. But I know Howland's always putting their non conference schedule, making it very tough, making it prepared for the tournament time. Who are some teams outside of the AAC that you're excited to do battle with and that you're excited to pop up on your schedule?
Well, there's a lot. Obviously, we have Lakeview. I'm good friends with Coach Carson. Worked with him at Niles. That's a game that they're perennial. They, especially with Coach Carson, they're going to be a perennial. One of the teams that you're going to see every year. We have one that I'm looking forward to is the Girard contest, which is later in the season, just because I work with a bunch of Girard people here at Lifeline Partners. But I'm just, we have, I think right after we play Canfield, we're going to face South Range. And we actually start off the season with a doubleheader against Ursuline and Mooney. So, there's going to be lots of good competition for these guys. Like I said, we're a young team, and I think every game is going to be a learning process for us. And my goal is for us to just continue to go out, be competitive, and improve on every game. And my goal is for us to go out at the end of the season as hot as possible.
When you got the kids in front of you, and one of the first things you want to do as a coach is just kind of introduce them to who you are and what you expect and your coaching style and your philosophy and things like that. What were some of the first impressions you wanted to make sure that you made when when you met these kids some of these kids for the first time? Some of them, as you said, you already knew. But when you first got in front of them as a team, what were some impressions that you wanted to make and you wanted them to know right off the jump about you and about what you expected as a coach?
Well, first of all, I want it's important to stress not only for the kids, but also for the families involved, because obviously you've got parents and so forth and families. I wanted them to stress that I'm going to give everything that I have. We are going to be organized. We're going to be efficient. From a coaching standpoint, I put together a coaching staff, 6 different individuals who are absolutely fantastic. But then from them, the big thing for me is discipline. And especially with a young group, we want to focus on discipline. We want to focus on doing the little things right and being effective standpoint. You can take great teams that are full of tons of talent, but if they play undisciplined baseball, they're going to struggle. But versus you can take teams that maybe aren't so good talent wise, and if they play a disciplined game, they can have a lot of success. So I want to start there and just work from there and continue to progress.
A main job of a high school coach is always coordinating with the parents and building relationships with them as well. So they know they're putting their kids in the good hands. And being a parent yourself, I mean, being on the line, already having a high school athlete go through the whole process. I mean, and Maddie, how much does that help you kind of relate to these parents and to be able to know what they're going through on that end?
Well, good question, Anthony. I think it helps a lot. Having been there and seeing, different challenges and so forth, and I think it helps a ton. And I've seen things from both standpoints now, and it really, really, really does.
Coach, we're not going to let you go without giving you the chance to shine a light on the staff you put together as well. We know that you don't do it alone. Talk about the people you've brought on and the people that are going to help you with this Howland baseball program.
Oh, that's absolutely huge. That was my main goal. I think in the past they've only had like one or two, and you can't do everything yourself. I mean, you really can't, and to be effective. One of the guys who's been around, he's actually a close family friend, Josh Sweepus. Josh is just absolutely amazing. He's worked with me with travel teams in the past, and like I said, he's a family friend, and his knowledge is amazing. He does a heck of a job with the kids. I brought on Jared Lee. Jared is a little bit younger, went to Westminster, played baseball there. Jared was actually a head coach down in Fort Myers, and was also he works for Perfect Game as well. He's done an amazing job so far. And then I brought on another guy who I've been really close to over the years. I've coached against him, and I just think he's a phenomenal individual as well as a coach. Tom McCleary. Tom coached the travel level, and he's always had a ton of success. And I just really enjoy working with him. Absolutely amazing. Jim Newbrow is going to work with our JVs. Is Jim's a Niles guy originally, which he kind of brings. I tend to be a little bit more laid back, and Jim brings that Niles grittiness, and I absolutely love it. And another thing that I think is important with coaching is, bringing back guys who you've worked with before. Josh McCleary. Josh is a former Howland ball player, played college baseball, and he's working with our outfielders, and he's doing a phenomenal job. And then another Howland guy that I brought back, Mason Bayes, and he's going to be working with Jim as well with the JVs. And Mason's very knowledgeable. I'm going to really love having him on the staff.
Coach, the softball fan to me has to ask if Coach Sweepus is related to Lindsay Sweepus, who pitched for Champion back in 2012. Do you know?
I don't think so.
I saw the Warren, they're both in Warren, so I thought maybe.
I don't think so. I think his family is a Niles family.
Big family too,
Yeah.
probably. I mean, Sweepus was a very uncommon name, I guess. So I just had to see because
Josh played. He was a really good baseball player back in his day. He actually went to JFK, and he played. He was D1 JUCO. I believe from what I heard, I mean, he was heavily recruited outside of that too.
So you ask him, and if there's a little connection there, you tell him that you heard of it, all right? Because Lindsay Sweepus was a stud for Champion back when they won state in 2011. So you gotta have those bloodlines, right?
Absolutely.
Coach, before we let you go, I want to give you the Howland fans a shout out to when your first game is and when the first time they can come watch you guys play.
Well, we scrimmage this week. We scrimmage Niles and Girard this week, and then next weekend we play a doubleheader on Saturday at Seam Park against, I believe it's 12:30, and then again at 12 and 2:30 against Mooney and Ursuline. So we open up with a couple of nice contests there, and follow it up the following Monday. We've got Boardman back to back.
Throwing you to the Sharks to start. Bob Seam Park doubleheader
Oh,
against Mooney and
Oh,
Ursuline.
yeah.
There's no better,
Wouldn't want it any other way.
no better way to start, Coach. Thank you so much for hopping on
Absolutely.
today with us. We appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck this year in Howland, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
All right. Thanks, Anthony. We'll talk to you later.
You got it, bud.